Hey, okay, so my take on Devil May Cry, I have never played the game. I actually know about it because I tattooed him previously and did a tattoo of the sword for the game. Um, Other than that, this is, I guess, my interpretation of the series that I just saw. Uh, it was awesome. I enjoyed it. How to go basic with it? I liked the bunny. Like, the bunny was cool. I liked the characters. I like how it came full circle. I'm not familiar with the game, so I don't know how it correlated well with it. But my complaint is, you know, I'm a 90s kid. I was born in 86. So, like, growing up in early 2000s, 90s, and all that, like, I liked the intro song, but maybe just for, oh, that's cool, nostalgia. But for every intro is not it for me. I did like when they did that one episode. I'm not sure if it was like 7 or 8, where they changed the design of it and the art of it. That was cool. I liked the intro of that one. I liked the aesthetic of it. Definitely had an Alice in Wonderland feel. It had, I think if they did their intros maybe a little different every time and were definitely different intro song. It just that some of the songs in it kind of matched and went with it, but I'm a stickler for um, aesthetics, I guess. Again, I don't know the game that well, so when it comes down to the actual game itself, I enjoyed the characters. Very much enjoyed Dante. I can see
Ripped in
foreshadowing. That's
irresistible dreamboat, I
unfortunately
know.
a
You
blessing and a
still can't
curse
just
at the
tear a
same
guy's
time.
clothes off.
So when it was like foreshadowing on certain characters, and I don't want to spill any of it if this video does do that, just to wrap it up real quick. But some of the characters, I could kind of see the foreshadowing of who those characters are going to be in the future. I did not expect who the character was of the bunny. Again, I don't know the game, so I don't know how it correlates with this series. I did enjoy it. So call me a noob. I didn't play it, so I did enjoy the actual TV show itself. But the intro song, yeah, that wasn't it for me. Okay, that's my take on someone who's never played the game before, and I've tattooed the designs and the characters and stuff, but that's about it. All right, deuces.
All right, here's my opinion on the Devil May Cry Netflix show. Now, I have played all the Devil May Cry games. I haven't gotten into the manga or anything like that, but I played them all. If you're on the fence about watching this show, and let's say like you don't know anything about Devil May Cry, I mean, if you like action and you like anime style stuff with a little bit of rock in there, then I'd say, go ahead and watch it and see what you make out of it. If you're a big fan of Devil May Cry, you probably already watched it and probably have your own opinion on it, but this is the only thing is now games like Devil May Cry are going to have a big fan base that have high expectations, and Devil May Cry has always kind of had plots in the story because I mean you have this OP character that can kill just about anything and doesn't have a whole lot of restriction to him, but then in order to create a story you have to find a way to break him down, and it kind of creates plot holes, and there's other plot holes if you dive deep into it, but just enjoying the show. I mean, even in the games, I mean, you kind of enjoy it for what it is and really what they work with when they have a character that's kind of like unstoppable. I know that the guys that created the Castlevania series were the ones that created this one, so, and I haven't seen the Castlevania ones. I heard they were awesome. I haven't gotten around to it myself. I like Castlevania, but I'm not like a Castlevania fanatic. Other than Devil May Cry, I mean, I got a tattoo of the Rebellion sword, so I mean I'm more in the Devil May Cry than Castlevania. I would say overall this show I think is better than whatever a lot of people are saying. I mean, shoot, it's got what, a 7.5 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes got a 96%, and I think we've already seen what can happen to Devil May Cry. Okay, so whenever they rebooted it and made the DMC game, a lot of people were angry, and right so, because nobody needed a reboot. We all just wanted another Devil May Cry game. And even the way that they rebooted it was, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they were trying to appeal to a bigger audience. I think the gameplay was amazing, but that's not even what I'm trying to talk about. So, only downside to the show is, a lot of people complain about is ladies in there a lot and the way that she talks. Now, Lady always kind of got on my nerves playing Devil May Cry 3 anyways, but they kind of made it a little more so in the show, but after a while it kind of just gets funny. So I was able to get over that part. I do think she was in the show a little bit more than what I would have wanted. But whenever what was that episode called? The episode 6. I think it was that one. Yeah, episode 6, the first circle. Well, they explained the backstory and how her and the rabbit guy got to where they were at, and it kind of gave more meaning to it. It was like after seeing that episode, then I was like, oh, okay, I can handle how much Lady was in the story now, and I mean especially so they are making a season 2 now, and I mean I'm hoping it's gonna have more Virgil and Dante in it, but I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I do like a little bit of side character. I would have liked to see more than just Lady. I mean, I'm hoping they're gonna. I did. They even show you in the what was it? The first episode. They show you. I don't even remember what her name was. The redhead from Devil May Cry 2. I mean, that's all they did. I mean, she was, a hunter, so they showed her for, I mean, a split second because they were catching all of them. But it was cool to see Lady, and it was cool to get more backstory on her, and even seeing the part with her dad. But I don't know. I'm hoping that season 2 gives us a break from Lady and starts focusing on more characters. Other than that, the action was awesome. Now, when I first saw this, the animation did not appeal to me at all. I was very on the fence about that because I saw the old Devil May Cry show and I preferred the animation there. But I think the reason they went this route was because it's easier drawing. I mean, you got to work with a budget, and if you're gonna put all these fast-paced action scenes in there, then I mean, the action was a lot better than the old one. I think the story went over better than the older Devil May Cry show, and I love the older Devil May Cry show, but the animation did grow on me. Is a little cartoonish, but I mean they had to use that to get those high, fast-paced action scenes. So I mean, at least they didn't change the entire character's design like they did in DMC. I think as far as the bad guy being the rabbit guy and the twist that they had revealing him, I think that was amazing. I think that was a whole lot better than them picking that. Like honestly, him staying a demon and him actually revealing himself, and then that whole story and him revealing himself. I mean, I think that was so much better than him just being some evil demon from the other side. I mean, that was awesome how they did that. I am excited. I hope we start seeing Mundus at some point. I don't know how long they're gonna try to push the show out. I know they got like ranked top 2 on Netflix or something like that. So I mean, obviously the show's doing better. I will say from my standpoint with the music, now, I mean, I prefer heavier music, especially with a game like this. That's always kind of had that heavier music. And I mean, what in the last game they had Suicide Silence in there, so it was cool that they were using more nostalgia kind of music in this one to attract, they knew who they were attracting and they were trying to attract a wider audience. So they didn't go with the crazy heavy stuff, but I kind of wish they had done a little bit of it at least because that was the Devil May Cry that I liked. And then I know a lot of people are on the fence about the whole U.S. government military getting involved, which, I mean, I know Devil May Cry is not the favorite game of all of them, but Devil May Cry 2 did have a lot of government military influence. I think with that, I mean, you can work with that, but I don't know. I mean, I really just want to see where they go with it. I think the thing that really surprised me was seeing Lady as this like bounty hunter that's parts of like corporate system kind of thing, because if you see in the game she's kind of solo. She doesn't really cooperate with people, so understand that in the show. I mean, they got it's a different adaptation of it. So I wasn't totally feeling that. I would have liked it better if they had kept her just solo, taking it for what it is. I will say the only thing that kind of had me liking the government stuff is I watch Metalocalypse, and that's what it was kind of giving me flashbacks to every time I saw these government dudes talking about it and everything. Was in Metalocalypse, you had those guys in the background, and it was just, but it was like they were barely there. They weren't so involved. It was like, I mean, there was parts where they got more involved, but it wasn't that much. And I think if they had toned back on that a little bit, it would have went a little smoother. But I do think them just that whole USA thing was a bit aggressive. But I mean, I don't know. USA government likes to fight things, so I mean, I guess that's one way. But you have the ringleader of this government, the vice president. You know, he's talking about God's judgment and stuff. Now in Devil May Cry 4, your real bad guys were, that whole church cult thing. They were all religious and God, and they were using demonic powers to turn themselves into, what they called angels. And so that kind of feels like they're using that kind of idea from Devil May Cry 4 and kind of implementing it into this part with the vice president, especially the way he talks. That's what I'm kind of getting the vibe off of. So I don't think that's a terrible idea. Something I also think that could have done a little bit better was the atmosphere. Now, in the video games, it had a very dark, gothic atmosphere, and this one was more city like New York City style. And I would have liked to see something that was a little more, I guess, artistic. But I mean, I know they're trying to draw this stuff up, and I know that they got a budget. So I mean, I think that's pretty much where that is. But Devil May Cry always kind of had like this almost like feel like the city that he was living in was closer to like that old school like Gotham style city. It was, it was darker, grimmier. The buildings were older, and that's basically what I'm trying to get at. It's just like the design of the buildings. I mean, it's easier to draw them, in just the normal squares and make it look like New York City. But in the world of Devil May Cry, the way that it always appeared in there was more of like a gothic style city. I do like the way that the demons that they used for Dante to fight were from the games, because that kind of shows me that, I mean, at least they know a little bit of something about Devil May Cry. So that's cool. I think something else I would like to see is like some of the bigger action that we see in Devil May Cry 3, for example. Whenever he was fighting demons in Devil May Cry 3, for example, he would jump on top of a guy and ride him like a skateboard while spinning in a circle shooting people. Or the part where he popped the pinball table up, or what was it? Yeah, he popped the pool table up, and then he shot him with his gun, and the pool balls like hit all the other ones and smacked the demons. And then the scene where he was riding a bike down a building. I mean, there was so many cool scenes out of the games. In the show, there was a lot of really awesome action scenes, but in the game, there was like, I mean, it was outrageous, but it was awesome and fun to watch. I mean, the scene where lady shows up on her motorcycle flying in out of nowhere. She shoots a rocket at Dante because he's a demon and she hates demons. And then he jumps on top of the rocket and rides it around the room. I mean, I don't know. I hope they start taking some ideas from that and coming up with creative action scenes like that. Dante does a lot of his one-liners. I like the way they try to do that. They weren't all great, but I mean, even in the game, they were, it's, I mean, one-liners, it's just a thing. It's a little cheesy, it's a little silly, but I enjoy it, and I'm glad they kept it in there and tried to keep doing it. But overall, I think it was a good show. I know a lot of people are bashing it right now, which is to be expected because it is Devil May Cry. And I'm sorry, but Devil May Cry's got a lot of angry fans, and no matter what you do with the show, you're gonna have haters against it. So, but I think overall what they did with it was good. I think the Devil Trigger. I'm glad. I was so worried that the Devil Trigger was gonna be like something like where, especially they were showing his eyes turn red, and I was like, please don't do this crap like they did in DMC where he doesn't actually go demon form. So I'm so glad they actually did something with that, and it looks like he looked in the video game. So I am thankful for that. With the animation, it looks cartoonish, but I'm fine with it. It still looked cool.